welcome to a special edition of Expressions with the New Indian Express. I'm your host, Kaveri Bamzai. I have a very special guest here today. We've been speaking to him, Mr. Vikramjit Singh Sahni. He's a man of many parts. We've already talked to him about the spirit of Seva, which is really ingrained not just in the Sikh community, but in him as well. We'll focus a little more on his role as a member of so many multilateral and international bodies. Mr. Sahni, it's quite extraordinary. You're Consul General of South Africa and North India. You're a member of the World Economic Forum. You're founder of the World Punjabi Congress. You're founder of the World Parliamentarians Forum. There's so many different organizations that you're a member of. This obviously speaks to a very a particular part of you that wants to engage with the world and wants to engage with civil society, not just in India, but globally. So what makes you want to be that person who wants to connect not just people, but also people across borders?
I think it has been my endeavor for the last 20 years to foster a social, economic and cultural bondage among Indians, Punjabis, especially Punjabis staying in Canada or UK or USA, where we have large ethnic population. And we have done tremendous work in World Punjabi Organization right from 1998 when Mr. I.K. Gujral was the chairman.
He was our first Punjabi PM.
Punjabi, and then he was our patron-in-chief.
Right.
It was launched at his residence, and then he encouraged or guided stalwart personalities like Kuldeep Nayyar and others and myself. It was in 98 we led the first friendship delegation even to Pakistan. We have been going there for 15 years, but it is sad to see the current development. But I still believe, even in case of Pakistan, the people-to-people contact is very warm. People from both sides, especially Punjabis or other population from Pakistan, they want peace and prosperity. When I was chair of SAARC CCI, we did a lot of work for people-to-people contact. I was instrumental in convincing government to issue 5,000 SAARC travel visa exemption stickers in each category of businessmen or doctors or sportsmen or media. And so we have been doing our conferences, NRI conferences in all over the globe. And we produced many light and sound shows on our rich heritage of Punjab heritage. Even last year we had produced a show on martyrdom of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, fourth Sahibzada Sarbanstani, and we did at Chandni Chowk, and where Amit Shah Ji was the chief guest. So this has been our endeavor. And then World Punjabi Parliament Forum was a forum which we launched about 10 years back, because we have a lot of Punjabis, like in Canada, 14 Punjabis or Sikhs have the members of parliament. 4 of them are ministers. So it's very important for them. In UK, we have Punjabis in House of Lords, in House of Commons, and similarly in so many states in US you have governors, and even in Malaysia, Singapore we had 2 MPs, Malaysia we had father and son MP, New Zealand we have Sikh MPs, so on and so forth, and Australia. So it is very important that they become voice of India.
Right.
And what they can do, they are becoming voice of India in their parliament. That nobody can do. They are our ambassadors of peace and prosperity, conveying the message of India, which is, embracing all.
And inclusive.
It's very important, as I said, people-to-people contact as civil society. But of course, it has to be in partnership with all the stakeholders. Wherever we organize function, government supports, our embassies support us. We did such a big function of Guru Nanak Dev Ji's 550. We linked it up with the Tolerance Week in UAE, where UAE Minister Sheikh Al Nahyan came. Indian ambassador was there. We showed a film. Guru Nanak Dev Ji's 550th birthday was celebrated. PM and our EAM made it sure all the Indian embassies. It was very rare and first of its kind that our all Indian embassies were celebrating Guru Nanak birthday as a message of equality, social
no one can
equilibrium,
argue with that.
And universal brotherhood. That was the message of Guru Nanak.
We need more such things, don't we? We need more World Yoga Days. We need more anniversaries to be celebrated. We need more things that bind us together rather than divide us, especially in
Yeah.
this post-COVID world where globalization itself is being questioned because, while globalization has helped nations, it has also brought tremendous, this awful virus right to our door, you know.
Yes.
So, do you believe now, with the United Nations perhaps not being as strong, as powerful as it used to be, these multilateral bodies will be much more successful in helping the world come together?
I think we have observed in case of Afghanistan also, we didn't see a proactive role by United Nations. And we have seen, because I'm representing India on the BRICS Business Council for last 8 years, and I was uh, conferred with presidentship of International Chamber of Commerce Paris India chapter.
Right.
These all bodies, whether it is BRICS or ICC, they advocate multilateralism,
Yeah.
which was the theme of our prime minister: inclusiveness, inclusive growth.
Right.
And we have seen even not only UN but WTO also, with all these US not being so much
Yeah.
interested. So I think these forums will, now the Quad has been made between the four very powerful democracies, and
Right.
a path for good hope. And what they have declared only 2 days back, that they will be like 1.2 billion vaccines. Japan is bringing 100 million to India. There is a whole lot of cooperation on having green ports: Los Angeles, Bombay, Yokohama, and Sydney. So therefore India has to chalk out its own program, its own allies, which I feel PM Modi has done very well.
With his
Whether it
Look
is
East
BRICS,
policy.
Look East policy. Even our ministerial delegation was there in Vladivostok,
Right.
and we signed big agreements a month back. So whether it is Look East policy, ASEAN, BRICS, South-South cooperation, and now Quad.
Yeah.
So it is very heartening to note. I think these groupings will matter, and India is negotiating comprehensive strategic partnership. ASEAN, we had a free trade agreement. Now
Right.
we are negotiating with countries like UAE. UAE foreign trade minister was here. We had good deliberations under the chairmanship of our commerce minister, industry minister. We are negotiating with UK, with EU. US, we need to sort out certain things on the trade side,
Yeah.
which I'm sure with this PM's Modi visit, a lot of bilateral. So that has to be bridged,
Right.
because there is small irritants
Yeah.
on the duties and things, but we can overcome. But coming back, these groupings, these regional groupings,
They are the way
they are the
forward.
one which will drive the economic path,
Right.
of the countries.
And there is no diplomacy in the current scenario without economics.
yes, yes.
So, as an industrialist, you're aware of that. I mean, it's only when you can create wealth that you can actually give away wealth. You
Yeah,
can't
because
do
we
it
have
without
global
it.
footprints, our own, businesses in 7 or 8 countries, and I'm happy that whenever a heads of state is coming here. So I think economic diplomacy is now an integral part of any diplomatic discussions,
Right.
any heads of state visit, any sort of thing. And in our embassies also and high commissions, there is a lot of emphasis on trade and economics,
Right.
and people to people contact. So this is a new change apart from the all other diplomatic.
One of the most interesting relationships that has developed over the years has been our relationship with UAE, which interestingly based on economics, but
Yes.
also a mutual tolerance and
Yes.
a mutual respect for each other's skills. We bring certain skills to the UAE
Yeah.
which they don't have. They possibly bring certain skills to us which we don't have. Talk a little about this most unusual relationship that has developed.
Because I must say that in UAE alone there are about very large Indian population
Absolutely.
of 3.5 or 3.7 billion. So they are a good earners there.
Yeah.
And India and UAE have shared histories. And when Prime Minister Modi was conferred the award, he went there. And what a tolerance in that society, that we have a Sikh temple, and now Swami Narayana temple
Yes.
is coming up
Yeah.
in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
And so UAE has also shown a great embracing it is
Right.
very important in this geopolitical situation when we have Pakistan and this Afghanistan crisis and China is there. So I
Breathing
think,
down our necks.
yeah, and what some kind of little tension on
Yeah.
the border side. So therefore, it was very imperative for PM Modi to engage UAE and Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Qatar, we have very friendly relations
Right.
because Qatar is also a force to reckon with, one of the
Absolutely.
richest country with highest per capita.
Talking about natural allies, of course, South Africa is such a natural ally because of the connection with Mahatma Gandhi,
Yeah.
and Mahatma
Mandela.
Gandhi really becoming Mahatma there. So that is again something that's very close to your heart. But have we sort of lost the race to China in South Africa?
No, we have not lost the race, but China per se is more proactive in entire Africa or wherever they go because their government supports their private entrepreneurs to the
Right.
extent of funding to create infrastructure. They just go that walk
Extra
that
mile.
extra mile. So that is it. But otherwise, a lot of Indians have big investments and because South Africa is endowed with abundant natural
Yeah,
resources.
yeah.
It has got largest manganese ore reserve, iron ore, gold, platinum, coal. So it
As
is
they
supporting
say, a
our
rich country with poor people, a
Yes,
lot like
yes.
India.
that we used to call in economics paradox of poverty
Yes.
amidst plenty.
Yeah.
But Indian industry is benefiting. We are supporting our Make in India program from rich natural resources in Africa.
Right. So when you look at the way forward for the world, uh, Pakistan still remains a blind spot for India. A sort of dark spot that we do not seem to know how to handle. We go forward 2 steps, then we take 4 steps back, and citizen to citizen relations suffer, and people on both sides of the border with families and loves
Yeah.
and so much, they suffer so much. How does one resolve this big
I must
crisis?
say that you will agree with me that the partition, the biggest price was paid by the Punjabis on both sides
Absolutely.
because it was the Punjabis, Muslim or
Yeah.
Sikhs or Hindus who got uprooted. Like now it's happening in Afghan. They had to leave their
That's why India
house and
feels the pain of
pays
refugees
of
all over the
refugees all
world.
over the world.
Yeah.
But now I must say that we have seen in Pakistan going from 98 people to people contact, the opinion makers, the civil societies, the academia, the media, the sportsmen, the artists. They all are like one. But it is now I have seen the relationship Vajpayee ji
Right.
took a bus and we were all part of that.
Unfortunately,
Fortunately,
it was
then he came back and
Kargil
somebody
happened.
had a Kargil. Then again, it is like boom depression
Yeah.
curve. It go now. PM Modi did lot of proactive thing. He went even to congratulate
Yeah.
Nawaz Sharif on his birthday on way back from Afghanistan, I think. But now I think Pakistan has got multiple stakeholders. It's not like India.
Right.
That is so army is subservient to the democratic head in India, but their army is a power center, this is a power center. But I must say 99% people in Pakistan want peace and prosperity. They also want to grow. They know India is a force to reckon with. It is only small miscreant and they have this issue of Kashmir. In the name of Kashmir, they can justify anything on the border and any killing and any terrorist act, which should stop. And maybe the younger generation now comes on both sides and they make it a public thing, and if they tell their government that we don't want this kind of thing.
But so when you look at the world, the more we move forward, the more we move back. When you look at Afghanistan, for
Yeah.
instance, it's gone back to 20 years ago. Before the Soviets came, there was it was
Yeah, but I personally feel US withdrew very abruptly.
Yes.
They should have what we call in management a succession planning.
Right.
If they would have done it in phases, like at least they could have evacuated their own
Their own
citizens,
citizens.
the Indian stuck up there, our own Afghan Hindus and Sikhs,
Yeah.
or those Afghans who at least they should have made a 6-month program. They abruptly on a particular date, and then their own citizens stuck and fighting, and we've seen the women. It's so pathetic.
Yeah.
It doesn't look you are in 21st century, and UN is a silent spectator.
Yeah.
They can't do anything, and these Talibans are having Talibans are saying now, because they also want a world economic order, but
Yeah.
the psychosis is there.
Yeah. And the effect that it could possibly have on worsening Indo-Pakistan relations with
Yeah.
any impact on
So
Kashmir.
it has got a big impact, because
Yeah.
Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, because they are our neighbors, we can't change the
Right.
geographical territories, boundaries. We have to coexist.
What do you think went wrong with SARC? It was such a wonderful idea, and it had the potential to really take
Yeah.
off and create a new subcontinental force.
No, in
Was it
South-
just that India was way too powerful for its
No, it
neighbor?
was not question of India being powerful. It was the miscreant was Pakistan,
Hmm.
because when Pakistan started all this activity, or a fraction of people in
Right.
what one agency started, but problem is, because of misdoing of 1% people, the whole nation suffers.
Right.
So I think Prime Minister Modi took a right decision, because then once you are doing a backdoor, as Hillary Clinton said, you can't have snakes
in your own backyard.
and then
They'll
feel
bite
that-
you.
Yeah. So Pakistan was doing this thing, and then India felt that once this thing, hostilities are happening, our brothers are dying on borders and
Right.
whatever, although it was a doing of a, again I say, very small. But then on a multilateral form, India has to engage with
Right.
all the 7 SARC countries.
Right.
So India's postponed the SARC summit as a protest.
The most interesting forces that will coalesce together to make the world
One
a
thing
better
is
place.
all these big groupings, G20,
Hmm.
G4, but more important, I still feel BRICS is very important, South-South, ASEAN, and Quad. We have to see whether Quad will really become an answer to TPP or RCEP for bringing a new economic order in the Indo-Pacific.
Right. As an industrialist, when you look at the Make in India program, and when you look at the kind of incentives that industries in India have in India as well as the rest of the world, what is your advice to young, budding entrepreneurs in India?
India has a great opportunities.
Hmm.
The world is looking at India.
Hmm.
You see, on last Friday we had a Sensex, I think
Yeah.
BSE hit
Yeah.
30,000 some marks, and there was a cake cutting and all
Yes.
that. So having said that, and we have so many startups, success stories of startup
Right.
where valuations have. Having said that, although they are okay, means very few of the fraction, but by and large, India is a very, we have a demographic dividend. We have to convert our demographic to our dividend, to our positivity, and there are tremendous opportunity.
How much of that World Punjabi organization, how much of that does it support?
No, I think somebody was telling me today that this Punjabi music is 3rd in the world.
Wow.
Because you see, I asked him what are the first and second. They said Spanish and English and Punjabi, because every Bollywood movie there is a Punjabi, song. There is a Punjabi without the beats of Punjab.
Right.
So this is a uniting force, or Punjabi food, or Punjabi Bhangra, or for that matter our other cultures or dance forms, whether it is Kathak or Bharatnatyam or yoga and Ayush, this
Yeah.
new thing we have started, naturopathy.
Yes.
We have to convert them, these kind of thing, into.
We cannot let you go without singing for us. Your new song with the Nooran sister.
Yes.
You have to at least sing a little bit for us, and then we'll know the true power of cultural diplomacy.
ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਤੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦਾ, ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਤੇ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦਾ ਮੇਲਾ ਥੋੜੀ ਦੇਰ ਦਾ, ਹੱਸਦਿਆਂ ਰਾਤ ਲੰਘੇ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਵੇਰ ਦਾ, ਕੱਲ ਮੁੱਕ ਜਾਣੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਕਹਾਣੀ, ਮੈਂ ਕੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ, ਮੈਂ ਕੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ, ਮੈਂ ਕੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ, ਵੇ ਮੈਂ ਤਿੜਕੇ ਘੜੇ ਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ, ਵੇ ਮੈਂ ਤਿੜਕੇ ਘੜੇ ਦਾ ਪਾਣੀ, ਕੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ, ਕੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ, ਕੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹਿਣਾ.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It
Thank
was a pleasure to talk to you, and all the very best. And may you sing more songs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.